The 2024 Xbox Game Showcase is in the books, and I have 7 highlights that I want to go over. Let's talk about it. Hello there everybody, and welcome to The Comfy Spot. My name is Tyler, and today we are going to be talking about this year's Xbox Game Showcase and my 7 games that really stood out to me from this show. This year's show had about 30 games in total, if I'm correct, and across the board, they were all really great games. Really strong showing from Xbox this year, first party wise and also third party indie wise as well. The show had a lot of great games, from first party titles like Black Ops 6 getting its grand reveal, Starfield Shattered Space DLC showed up here, Fable appeared with, a little bit of gameplay there, not too much, but we got a little bit of Fable gameplay as well. And then there's also, again, third-party games like Assassin's Creed Shadows. We got our first look at gameplay from that. We got a look at gameplay from Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater, and Dragon Age The Veilguard got a proper reveal with, showing off some of the cast that's going to be in this game. And those are just some of the games that were here in the showcase. There were a lot of other great games here. But in this video, I want to talk about my 7 highlights from the show, the 7 games that really stood out to me the most, the 7 games that I am the most excited for after watching this showcase. So without further ado, let's get right on into it. Now, I'm going to start things off by talking about none other than Perfect Dark. Yes, Perfect Dark, the brand new reboot coming from the Initiative and Crystal Dynamics, finally made its grand reappearance, re-reveal at the Xbox Games Showcase this year, not with the CG trailer, but with actual gameplay, proper gameplay we got for Perfect Dark. And hey, it looks really great in my opinion. I've watched the gameplay for it a couple times I should say. And yeah, it really just, I got more and more impressed the more I watched this gameplay trailer. We see Joanna Dark. She flies on into the city in Cairo here. She's on this mission to find this guy Carrington, and we see, all of the tech and the gadgetry that she has that she's able to use in the game. We see her using this one, she has this scanning ability that lets her, see who civilians, who are targets, who are enemies. She has this other piece of tech that she uses where she captures someone's voice from far away and then uses it to get past a voice controlled security control thingy. We see a bunch of cool tech in this trailer, and then we also see the parkour that the Initiative has been talking about regarding Perfect Dark. We see the parkour for traversal, and it seems somewhat Mirror's Edge-esque, which is not a bad thing at all. I love Mirror's Edge. So we see some of the parkour for traversal, but then we also see it for combat as well later on in the trailer when she's fighting some enemies. Speaking of combat, it does look really cool too. We see Joanna mainly using this pistol that she has, but the combat, the action looks really fast paced, really frenetic, really energetic. We see her using running and then shooting at this smoke thing to create a bit of a distraction, popping off quick shots on enemies to stun them or just get them down on the ground real fast. We see one part where I believe she shoots a guy off a ledge and then runs off after him and then jumps off the ledge and then lands down on someone on the ground and uses parkour like that. Also using parkour run and slide down and pop off at enemies while she's sliding, and then uses that slide parkour to kick someone while she's on the ground. It looks really cool. The action looks really awesome. I'm really digging the tone, the style, the aesthetic that we're getting from Perfect Dark here. I only played Perfect Dark Zero on the 360, and even then it was once or twice I played it. It was onto someone else's system. I don't have the greatest memory of it, but I remember thinking it was fine back in the day when I played it. So I'm very excited as a new person coming into Perfect Dark. I am excited for this. It looks very good. It looks interesting. It looks exciting. It looks fun above all else. We don't have a release window, which I didn't expect at all. As I said in my predictions video, I expected it to be here, and if it did show up, I did not expect us to get a release year in the trailer, although personally I think this is going to be a 2026 game, just with all the development and everything. So the Initiative, Crystal Dynamics, go ahead and cook, let it simmer, let it marinate. We want this game to be great. It looks really great, and I'm very excited for it. My next major highlight from the Xbox Game Showcase is going to be South of Midnight. We actually got the first trailer for this game last year at the Xbox Game Showcase, and it really impressed me, blew me away with its art style, the stop motion type of aesthetic animation wise that it was going for. I love the tone, love the setting, I loved everything about it, and I was surprised to see it here this year. I actually didn't think it was going to show up this year. I thought it might take a year off, but we saw it again this year with gameplay as well. In-engine gameplay, it looks really fun, and again, it's awesome seeing that the stop motion, low frame rate aesthetic it applies to gameplay as well. It's not just for cutscenes, and it looks pretty great in motion. At first, I was a bit iffy on how it looks in motion because we see the gameplay. The game is like 60 frames per second, but with the lower frame rate for the character, for Hazel, I was a bit at first, but watching it more and more, I adjusted to it, I got used to it, and I think it looks pretty cool aesthetically, style-wise, visually, it looks great. And then we're seeing the gameplay, we see some traversal, some light traversal, so we see Hazel using her powers to do a grappling hook type thing, a gliding, hovering as well. So that looks really cool. But then we saw some combat of Hazel fighting this creature of some sort. And if you've played Kane of Bridge of Spirits, it seemed very similar to Kane of Bridge of Spirits in the sense of, all right, we're in the small arena, fighting this one big boss here. Had pretty strong health. The environment got all infected and stuff. Regardless, it looks really cool. I'm excited to see more of South of Midnight, more gameplay, learn more about this game, and just learn more about Hazel and see where this story goes, see where this game takes us. Because man, just everything about this is screaming fresh and new, and just I'm all for it. I love seeing games like this. I want to see more games like this. This one, absolutely, definitely one of my most anticipated Xbox games for the next couple years, and definitely one of my favorite games from the show. Oh, and before I forget, we also got a 2025 release window confirmed for South of Midnight, which again, wasn't necessarily expecting that. I was maybe more so thinking it would be a 2026 game, but hey, 2025, I cannot be mad at that either. Get it to me sooner, get it in my hands sooner. Compulsion Games, please and thank you. I'm very happy for that. So 2025 South of Midnight, very much looking forward to it. My third highlight from the Xbox Game Showcase is going to be this brand new game here, Clair Obscur Expedition 33. It's coming from Sandfall Interactive, and man, if you are a JRPG fan, you need to put your eyes on this game. It looks absolutely incredible. The premise behind this one is, it seems like we're in this world. It seems like we're maybe a French-inspired world, because it looks like we see a destroyed Eiffel Tower of sorts in the background. But we're in this fantasy world of sorts, and in this world there's this person called the Painteress. And every year they paint a different number. The number decreases each year. So each year they go down one number. So one year is 34, the next year is 33. And every year the number that they paint, anyone that's that age just straight up dies. They just fade away. So it's really depressing. So, and every year, whenever a new number is painted, every year a brand new expedition of people gets sent out to the island that the Painteress is on to try and stop her and kill her so that no one else will die. It is such an intriguing and fascinating premise, and the game visually looks so stunning, so incredible. But again, why I'm saying JRPG fans should be keeping their eye on this one is because of the gameplay and the combat system. This is a turn-based RPG that has all the visual UI style of a Persona game, combined with some of what you would get from, let's say, Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door or Sea of Stars more recently, where the combat, there is, although it is turn-based and everything, there is some action element to it, where if you have to do some button timing presses and everything, you could do counters for attacks during combat, and so when an enemy's attacking you, your party member can counter the attacks and all. It looks very interesting, very intriguing, very exciting. Watching this, I got very, very, very strong Persona vibes and Sea of Star vibes from it because of just the style of the UI, style of the action, the style of the gameplay. It just looks really awesome. I am just very much into this game. Immediately had my eyes on this one. As soon as it popped up and as soon as I started seeing the gameplay, I was like, all right, I want to know more about this game. I want to play this game. And if you are a JRPG fan, you should definitely have your eyes on Clair Obscur Expedition 33, coming from Sandoval Interactive. Definitely one of my highlights from the show. Highlight number 4 for me is going to be this game Mixtape, coming from Beethoven and Dinosaur. This is the team that made the game The Artful Escape, which I personally really enjoyed. Loved that game. Mixtape here looks like it's just something about this one just really hits with me so well. I love the tone, I love the aesthetic, I love the vibe this one is going for. This one again has a similar stop motion type aesthetic visually that South of Midnight does, except this one is definitely more in the low frame rate stop motion type aesthetics type visual style. It leans more into it, I think. But Mixtape, going by the Xbox Wire post that we have here, as they say, this game, the premise behind it is that on the last night of high school, 3 friends embark on one more adventure together. En route to their final party together, a perfectly curated playlist draws them into dreamlike reenactments of their formative memories together. And just watching this trailer, seeing this game, it just gives me very strong Life is Strange vibes in the best way possible. It reminds me of just how wholesome and how emotional and how introspective Life is Strange games can be. And seeing this here with Mixtape, I'm just like, oh my gosh, you know, it just really scratches that itch for me where I'm like, man, this is like, I'm so into these characters, I'm so into this story, this world that we're in right now, and I just want to just go on this adventure with you all, see what happens with you all on this last night of high school, and go back to these memories with you guys and just experience it. Because man, I'm just so into it. Artful Escape, I really loved that game and that game's use of music and the story they told with that. So the fact that the team behind that one is doing this with Mixtape, it just really, you know, it just ticks all the boxes for me. I'm very much into it. My eyes are on this one. If you like Artful Escape, if you like Life is Strange, I think this is a game that you'll definitely want to keep your eye on, because it looks like it's gonna, you know, it looks like it's gonna hit in all the best ways. Speaking of Life is Strange, actually, my 5th highlight is going to be the brand new Life is Strange game called Life is Strange Double Exposure. It is coming later this year on October 29th, and it's coming from Deck 9, of course, the developers behind True Colors, my favorite game in the series. This one, though, I am super excited for it because it is bringing back Max Caulfield, the main character from the very first Life is Strange game. Years after that game finished, she's somewhere else, a brand new town and everything like that. But the premise behind this one, it is a murder mystery. So Max, her friend Safi, was murdered, and now she realizes, wait a second, she hasn't used her powers in a while, but she can use her powers actually to travel through different timelines. So she's going to try and use her powers to go to a parallel timeline and explore that one and try to uncover the mystery and save her friend Safi, who was alive in that one, and figure out who killed her in the one that she came from. It seems very wild, very interesting, very intriguing. It's cool that we're getting Max back. I'm surprised that we're getting Max back, actually, since each game, with the exception of Before the Storm and the True Colors DLC, each game has tended to focus on a brand new character with brand new powers, so it is interesting that we're bringing Max back. That said, I am excited to see her back. It's going to be interesting seeing, you know, how this story goes, considering she hasn't used her powers in so long. She promised she wouldn't use her powers after the events of the first game. So how is that going to affect her here? Who are all these new characters that she's made relationships with? What's her relationship like with her friend Safi? And, you know, what is she going to be doing to try and save her in this new timeline? How is that going to go, and how's she going to go about trying to figure out the person who killed her in the prime timeline? What is that story going to look like? And again, also really just, you know, at the end of the first Life is Strange, spoilers, you know, kind of sort of like Max kind of realized, hey, no matter what I do, I can't really change what's supposed to happen here. So like, I wonder if any lessons from that, you know, are going to be learned and applied here for her personally in Double Exposure. It's very interesting. I am all about this. The one thing I'm not all about is the fact that This game comes out October 29th, but if you purchase the Ultimate Edition, you get access to the first 2 episodes of the game 2 weeks early, starting October 15th, which personally, I don't vibe with that at all. I feel like that's very gross for a game like this. So I don't like that personally, but that aside, Life is Strange, Double Exposure, I'm all about it. I love the Life is Strange games. Again, True Colors was my favorite of them all. Deck 9, they've done some great stuff, so I'm thinking and I'm hoping that they really stick the landing and absolutely kill it with Double Exposure. Highlight number 6 for me is going to be Doom: The Dark Ages. This is the brand new Doom game. It's a prequel set seemingly long before the Doom 2016 reboot and Doom Eternal, set long before that time. We see the Doom Slayer in what appears to be like a medieval type of setting, except there's still some futuristic stuff going on. Nonetheless, this game looks absolutely insane and wild in every way that you would expect a Doom game to be. Fast-paced action, lots of blood, lots of gore, lots of guts, just crazy weaponry as well. We see the Doom Slayer using a gun that like grinds up human skulls and fires out the chips at enemies. He has this super cool shield that has spikes on it that he can toss out like Captain America's shield. He has like this ball and chain type deal. It's just a lot of cool weapons. And then of course at the end of this trailer we see that he has like this dragon type thing that he can use and fly around on and everything. It looks absolutely insane, just bonkers, balls to the wall crazy. It's coming next year, we know that much, and it's also coming to PS5, which is very interesting, very notable because again, they are now owned by Xbox, so hey, it's one of the games that'll be coming to other platforms, which is cool. Nonetheless, Doom: The Dark Ages, I need to play Eternal now because I really want to play Doom: The Dark Ages. And my final highlight from the Xbox Game Showcase is going to be none other than their show closer, Gears of War E-Day. Yes, we did get a brand new Gears of War announcement at the Xbox Game Showcase this year. It is not Gears 6 though. This is a prequel before the very first game, set I believe 15 years before the first game, on Emergence Day or during Emergence Day, with a young Marcus Phoenix as the main character. As we see in the trailer, the locusts are coming out for the very first time. And we also see that Dom is in this game as well, because of course this is a prequel, he's alive, Dom is here as well. So that's just like a moment for all the Gears of War fans who, we've been missing Dom for a while. He is back in this game, and it looks so cool. And granted, this was just an in-engine trailer, there was no gameplay. It looks great though. I mean, of course, it's the Coalition, Unreal 5, you would expect it to look really great. Visually, it looks awesome. Tonally, it's definitely striking that Gears of War tone of, man, this is depressing, this is dark, this is hopeless. They even kind of had the Mad World song playing in this that was in the very iconic Gears of War 1 commercial, one of the commercials for that game. Very iconic because of its use of that song. So Gears of War E-Day, I'm very into. It's just, I want to play through all the Gears of War games. I've played them bits and pieces over the years, but when I tried to recently go through the series, all the motion shake in Gears 1 was giving me motion sickness, which is the very first thing to ever happen to me. So I don't know if I'll be able to play the trilogy, but I want to try to, and I definitely want to, go into Gears of War E-Day whenever it comes out. We did not get a release year for this, which I did not expect. As I said in my predictions, I don't expect us to get a year for it. But personally, I think just like Perfect Dark, this is going to be a 2026 game. That's just what I personally think. It just makes the most sense. So that said, Gears of War E-Day, looking great, looking sharp. I cannot wait to play you whatever it is that you come out. And those are my 7 highlights from the Xbox Game Showcase. Again, of course, a lot of great games in this show, and even ones that I didn't mention here as highlights were ones that I really enjoyed seeing, but I might have wanted a bit more from them. Something like, Indiana Jones or Avowed, where cool showing, maybe a release date would have been nice. Although, I mean, as of recording right now, that Avowed release date leaked a bit, so we'll probably be getting that announcement during one of their upcoming things these coming days. But it seems like Avowed will be coming out on November 12th of 2024. We'll see if that sticks though. But nonetheless, I enjoyed seeing all 7 of these games: Perfect Dark, South of Midnight, Clair Obscur, Expedition 33, Mixtape, Life is Strange Double Exposure, Doom the Dark Ages, and Gears of War E-Day. What were your highlights from the show though? Let me know down in the comment section below what you were most excited about from the show. Did you think it was a great showing from Xbox? Did you think it was an okay one? Was it disappointing to you? Did you want more? Let's talk about it down in the comment section. Let's have a conversation. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel if you have not already, and also turn on the notification bell, that way you know as soon as new videos go live. My name is Tyler. This is The Comfy Spot. We'll talk next time. Have a good one.